So we got the permits. We're gonna start promoting in like a week.
Who
You know what I'm
got
saying?
who you got to speak to for?
I got to speak to the TA president and them
From over there.
just
from that
to
side.
keep them in tune, and then we good. We good. We going up.
All right.
Shoot hoops, not guns. We rocking out.
Monday, Wednesday, Sunday. Right? Curtis Warriors.
Hey,
fresh.
it's all good, bro.
Red.
Many fresh. Ready, red.
Put the guns down, pick up a ball or something. Together we stand, divided, we fall for nothing. Get involved, y'all. It's bigger than basketball. Come one, come all. It's bigger than basketball. Win, lose, or draw. You're back against the wall. No excuses, no regrets. I done heard them all. Lace your kicks up. Tighten up your cleats. Free basketball clinics, nothing in the streets. Black excellence, Sean White, Haiti G. Back to school giveaways, haircuts for free. Coach Red, I think it's time we wake up the haters. The ball's in your court now, but it gets greater later. Life.
Welcome back. This is Coach Red from Bigger Than Basketball podcast, episode 7, I believe. Shout out to ADG Barbershop. My guy Sean White. We got Sam over here. Sally O, Manny, Terry. My son Chet is in the building. I see you back there, Chet. Even Ronnie Lippman is here. Waterfront with the New York Knicks logo on. I like that Knick logo. Never. Well, today I have a very special guest here. It's I am Mike Perry, the CEO of Penn & Perry Inc., the program director of True to Life, the 2024 Difference Makers Award winner, the 2024 recipient of the U.S. Presidential Volunteer Service Award, the 2024 CHCR Servant Leadership Award winner, the Staten Island rep of the CMS Steering Committee. His face is on bus stops all across New York City. He is the face of the anti-gun violence movement out here on Staten Island. And for those of you who don't know how I got the name, I guess the program Bigger Than Basketball, it was through this man right here. So, and I always tell him, if Nike, Jordan, anybody reach out to me and sign a $100 million check, he will be the first person I'm calling. So, all right, I know you're busy. Appreciate you taking the time to sit down and chop it up with Coach Red.
All good.
What's up though, Iron Man? How you been, man? How's everything?
Everything is all right, man. Moving around, doing what I do, just maintaining, just keeping everything balanced. You read off a lot of things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's impressive. That's really impressive. Like I was telling Mike, like, is Iron busier than you? Cause Mike's busy, you know? He's working, he got the juices, he's cooking food, and he's taking time to film. And I'm like, I thought nobody would be busier than Vegan Mike.
Yeah.
But then he said, nah, Iron is way busier than me.
Hey, you know, you got to add on the 3 little ones I got, 2, 4, and 6. So that makes everything super crazy. But it's all good, man. Thank you for having me, Red. Shout out ADG, Bigger Than Basketball. Let's do it. Let's get into it.
Now let's get into this. What was it like growing up in New Brighton when you was younger?
New Brighton. It was good, man. It was good growing up in New Brighton. I grew up in the 90s, 2000s. So New Brighton's a special place, man. New Brighton was the home of the gods and earths, right? You had that whole thing, the 5%ers, the gods and earths. We had a real identity when you think about the other neighborhoods on Staten Island. New Brighton was really the mecca, I feel, of Staten Island because of the whole essence of the gods and earths and things like that. Growing up was cool, man. It was cool. Grew up just like any other, you know, black or Latino from the inner cities. We all got the same stories, man. You know, seen violence, we've seen drugs, we've seen all of that, you know, loss of life of family members and stuff like that. But those are the things that make you know what I'm saying? Those are the things that make you. It made us, it makes us, and you know, it was good growing up there, man. My essence is New Brighton, so that's my home.
I know that, you know, I'm very close friends with your brother Solo. Can you tell me a little bit about the family in the Perry family?
Yeah, yeah. Hey, you said the name, man. The Perry family. You know, we're one of the largest families in the borough. We have been for many, many years. I grew up under my uncles and my father and them, and my grandfather, starting with my grandfather. So we just had a beautiful, loving reputation in the borough. So we grew up kind of privileged in a sense where if you was a Perry growing up in New Brighton on Staten Island, you kind of had it good, you know what I'm saying? We had it good growing up. And it was love, man. We was embraced by so many of my grandparents, uncles, and their friends. And, you know, that was the structure that we needed. You know, we all needed that. And when you say the Perry name in the borough, you know, it comes with a lot of respect. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Can you like we said in the intro, you do all of this beautiful stuff in Staten Island and throughout New York City, but like, what made you say, you know, like F that, I want to do better for myself, for my family, and for the community of Staten Island?
It was, I had a moment. People close to me know this story. 10 years ago, it seems like, it don't feel like 10 years, but 10 years ago, I was in 476, Richmond Terrace, selling a lot of drugs. And close to where I was selling drugs at, you know, my father was murdered when I was 10. So up on 131 Jersey Street, he was killed. I just had a moment where I was in 476 selling drugs downstairs in the spot. My kids was upstairs on 7. And when you really sold drugs for a lot of years, there's a lot of trauma that comes with that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of trauma that comes with it. When you really been entrenched in it, you know that it takes a lot from you. You know what I'm saying? So I had a moment where I just kind of broke down. You know what I'm saying? I was selling a lot of drugs, man, and I had a moment thinking about my pops. I was thinking about my current situation, where I was at, my kids upstairs, and I kind of knew it was either I was gonna go out there and do something to somebody, or somebody was gonna do something to me, because that's just how it goes. I was gonna go to jail for a long time. So that's where I was headed. So I just sent up some prayers, man. I sent up some prayers. I didn't know who I was praying to really at the time, but I sent up some prayers. And the ill part of the story is, a few days later, I got a call to do what I'm doing right now. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know it was going to manifest to this magnitude, but once I recognized the prayer was answered, I took this work to the moon, as you see. You know what I'm saying? Or
I got a lot of respect for you. You know what I'm saying, for that. You know, because like I said, it ain't no secret. You was deep in the street, and I commend you for changing your life for the better, for yourself, for your family, for your kids, and your loved ones. Next question is, do you believe you're fulfilling your calling and purpose in life?
It's a layered question. I think every human being is to be of service to people. And it's really all about who you are on the inside. Outside of all of the things you mentioned, the accolades and things like that, Those things are cool, but when I like to introduce myself and speak about who I am, the title doesn't really define who I am. You know what I'm saying? The titles, because the titles are just titles. You know what I'm saying? They don't speak about the man or the woman when you mention titles. So for me, I like to say that I'm a man of integrity, respect, morals, dignity. I'm not a sucker, you know what I'm saying? And I'm a man's man, you know what I'm saying? And I think for me, a lot of males, you got a lot of males, all males ain't men, you know what I'm saying? And so I think I'm fulfilling my purpose in the world 100%, just being of service to people. When I was younger, I wanted to be a firefighter when I was in kindergarten. And the essence behind being a firefighter was to save people and help people. Clearly the firefighter thing didn't work out, you know what I'm saying? But I'm still in a position where I'm still saving and helping people with the work I do. So that was the you know, that brings it all to fruition, you know?
Like I said earlier, like Vegan Mike is busy, you know, I'm busy, but like, how do you manage your life as a son, a father, a brother, a friend, a public servant? Like, how do you manage all of that? Because you only get 24 hours in a day.
Yeah.
Unless you get like 28, you're some type of superhero or something.
Yeah, it's not easy, bro. I don't even know how I manage it. I'm grateful I wake up another day and I balance. I'm good at balancing, you know what I'm saying, my life. As much as it's hectic, I feel like I have everything in order. I probably need to do more for myself though, you know what I'm saying? Like self-care, I probably need to focus more on taking time out for myself and things like that. When you got so much responsibility, I ain't expect to have 3 more kids at 40, you know what I'm saying? But things happen, and the 3 babies are really my balance though. You know, 6, 2, 4, and 6. Those are really the things that balance everything out for me, you know what I'm saying? So although they were unexpected, they were most certainly supposed to be here, and it provided a lot of balance for me. Plus, it keeps me in the house, which is good. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. The next question I have for you is, can you explain or talk about your feelings you go through when you hear a young person or anyone lose their life through gun violence?
Yeah. A lot of trauma comes with that. Like I said, when I was 10, my father was murdered, right? He was murdered, he was stabbed to death, but it was a violent act, right? And so growing up, seeing so much violence, partaking in it a bit, there's a lot of trauma. Like I said a second ago, when you're involved in something and then you step out of it, you really feel the effects of it because you were really in it. I always say to people who glorified street stuff, selling drugs, I say to myself, the ones who glorify it, they weren't really involved in it. Because if you was, it's a lot of trauma we still got to carry. We carrying a lot of that trauma, bro. So all of the trauma comes up for me of everything I've been through, funerals. I done lost friends and family members to gun violence. And so I'm just grateful that I could use my credibility and my my reputation to help young people and help families in the event when they lose their loved one. And really, because we take a proactive approach to try to save lives of young people. But to your point, it's crushing, man, to see young people lose their lives, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it ain't easy, because all my trauma comes up, you know what I'm saying?
My Staten Island family, Aunt Denise, she actually lost her son through gun violence from Manus Harbor. Rest in peace, Kimani. But she actually texted me and she called me and she said, "Nephew, when you speak to Ian, can you tell him that I'm very thankful and grateful for what you did or your support from True to Life?" So I just definitely wanted to shout that out. Rest in peace, Kimani.
Yes. Russ
And
Welkin.
also, I wanna say a rest in peace to the young man from CSI that just took his life. So rest in peace, Marcus. Coach Danny Lee, you got my love and support,
Yeah.
you know, forever and ever. The next question is, Solo, what's up, my guy? The next question I have is, the youth that's listening to you right now on this podcast, worldwide, that's in the street, what advice would you give the young kids that's in the street?
Hey, the streets ain't it, man. The streets ain't it. It's really a death trap. It's something that has been, you know, pushed upon us where they connect you being a man, a real man, with having to be violent, having to shoot, stab, sell drugs. They connect your manhood with those acts. And so I just want to dispel that and tell young people that that don't make you a man. You know what I'm saying? That don't make you a man. Having to be tough, having to shoot people, sell drugs, and be a so-called gangster, that doesn't define your manhood. So my message to them is that the streets is real tricky out here. Stay away from it. It doesn't define your manhood. You know, there's a lot of different avenues and roads and routes you can go to become a man, but the streets ain't it. And if that's and the other side of it is this, because I always say that I'm balanced. If that's what you want for yourself, this is what I tell my young people all the time. If that's what you want, then stand on those decisions when you win it. Stand on it, and don't be a coward with it. We implore young people to, and we pull young people out of the mud. That's what we do. This is my life's work at this point. And so we do that. But if you want to do that, stand on your decision and take your consequences like a man.
I always say, I tell Solo and Mike all the time, though, like, I don't want Iron's job. You know, like, you manage, how many people work for True to Life? Like, that's
got
different.
30.
That's different egos you got to deal with every day.
Yeah.
You know, but they do a good job of, you know, sticking together, staying together. You know, so you got a good staff, and definitely shout out to True to Life, everybody over there.
Yeah.
E-Man, my bro TG, Nana, Rachel, Neil, Fess,
Yeah.
Nard, a couple people I'm missing, but you know, it's all love over there.
We got an all-star team, man.
Yeah. Let's get into some basketball questions.
Let's do
Because
it.
I know
Let's do
you
it.
know a lot about basketball.
A little something.
Little
You know
something.
I come from that world.
Yeah, so
You know what I'm saying?
you know what's up.
Yeah.
Can you tell us something about Sandy Brock that very few people on Staten Island may not know about him?
He was a comedian. He was a comedian. Funny dude. Very straightforward. We just came up with the term meatball, right? He was King Meatball. Just in his mannerisms, him being like a comedian. But he was a friend. He was a beloved, dear friend. What do we say about his talent? We know his talent superseded a lot of things. I think a lot of people only knew him for basketball, but he was our close friend. And I'll mention this. The last time I seen Sandy alive, he was in my crib. He took a nap on the top bunk in my crib. And I always remember, because he was such a clown, we would do stuff to each other while we sleep. He was laying on the top bunk sleep. So I slapped his hand and ran out the crib, because he would come to the crib, take naps. I mean, my crib was like the neighborhood crib for New Brighton. So he would come take a nap. I slapped his hand and ran out the crib. and I ain't see him. The next time I seen him, unfortunately, was in the casket, and I was so torn up by it because the last time I seen him, he was asleep on my top bunk. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know, he's also inspiration for me right now doing what I do. He's been inspiration. He was murdered by senseless act of gun violence, and you know, I'm doing what I do in part, you know, due to his unfortunate demise.
Can you speak on what Eddie Watkins meant to the Perry family and to Staten Island community as a whole?
Right. Ed Watkins was a mentor to me and my brothers, to a lot of brothers and sisters on Staten Island. He was a mentor. He was a father figure to a lot of us. Ed was a lot of people only really mention Ed with basketball, but Ed was so much more than that for us. He was an amazing storyteller. Are you kidding me? I mean, we used to be on Jersey Street till 3, 4 in the morning, standing on Taft, Hendricks with Ed, telling stories about his life, about things that he'd been through, and it was like a real dramatization where we couldn't leave. We would be there for hours. So Ed was just more than a basketball figure. He was a mentor. He was a support for a lot of us young men growing up as teenagers. And he was a father figure to a lot of us. So that support, when I talk about New Brighton, Ed Watkins was a part of that. Because Ed's you know, his reputation was way bigger than New Brighton, right? It was way bigger. But of course, I met Ed there, and he was just a father figure, mentor to me and my brothers, and to Staten Island, the whole Staten Island community, you know?
So growing up, this was before I moved out here to Staten Island, but I hear that the games out here that Ed used to do in Stapleton at night, I think New Brighton during the day and Stapleton at night was real classic. And I'm assuming you was out there. Mm-hmm. So during that time, who is your top 5 players that caught your attention, that made you say, he's fucking nice?
Yeah. So that's.
Let me write this down.
Yeah, that's
top
a loaded
5.
question, bro. Because New Brighton was the mecca for me, and so on for a lot of us. So many legends were born out of that park. I gotta go with first dude that come to mind. This ain't no order.
No order.
Of course, is my brother. You know, Sandy. I seen his legend grow in that park. I gotta mention him.
Okay, that's one. 4 more.
Big Dork, man. He was the Barkley of Staten Island, and so we're looking at NBA players, we're watching NBA players, and we're visioning some of the people that we know that resembled him. So Big Dork, Big Orr,
Scoring
Orrin Askew, a legend. One of the best bank shots that I've ever seen.
I heard he had the nice touch off the glass.
It was still one of the most amazing things I've ever seen.
That's 3. You got 2 more.
Yeah, let's see. There was another brother. I think he was from Park Hill. Light-skinned brother. I don't remember his name though. I think he had glasses. Slim dude. So you got to know his name, bro. Damn. What is his brother's name, man?
Heard the Hill
it's
had
escaping me
back
right
in the
now.
day.
But he light-skinned, slim dude. His name's escaping me, so let's keep going. You know who else was legendary to me? It was a Santiago. I think it was it Kenny?
Kenny Santiago.
Absolute legend in my eyes. He had a beautiful game that I loved. There's more. You're only giving me 5, but I'm gonna do 5. I gotta mention Kokomo. Kokomo's game was special, man. See, we talk about skill, we talk about different things. You telling me who I like?
Yeah, just who you like.
Coke was one of the smoothest. I'm talking about. So I'm going back to my childhood, and I'm thinking about legends and legendary figures. Kokomo, man. You know, that brother was like Black Jesus out there, man. He was smooth, his game, loved his game. Beautiful brother. He was also close to the family, and so Coke was definitely was amazing. And not just because he's here, but I gotta put Solo in it because him being my little brother, to see him being able to hold his own against the dudes that I'm mentioning, that was crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? He was one of the youngest dudes out there, you know, playing against some of these dudes and stuff. So I gotta mention So. I was impressed by him being able to go against the big scoring Orange and play with scoring Orange, but be with them on the same team and stuff like that. So that's 5.
Actually had a chance to, me and Mike had a chance. We was talking about it the other day. We had a chance to play for Kokomo in New Brighton, and it was just a pleasure for him to, like, now that I sit back and really, you older now, you see
Right.
the stuff that he did and how he coached, excuse me, and how he coached and yelled, and he didn't, it was crazy though, because he liked all of that fancy razzle dazzle stuff.
Right.
But then again, if you did too much, he didn't like it.
Right.
He would be, you know, one move and go, give me your back, you know. So like,
Right.
I definitely miss Kokomo, and
Yeah, man.
and I remember I didn't even know how sick he was, but we was talking on Facebook, and I remember he came to see the kids play at Wagner College when I was coaching at McKee, Wagner High School, excuse me. And I heard him, it was a packed gym, I heard him over there. Somebody missed the layup, and I heard him, use the backboard, shoot the layup. And when he left out the gym, he sort of did like the Sammy Sosa pat on the chest, like, you know, peace, put his hood on, and he left.
Wow.
And that was my last vision of Kokomo. So, like, rest in peace, Kokomo. I got Coach Red Trip, got a lot of real love for you, though, Kokomo.
Absolutely.
So, I know that you're a big New York Knicks guy. I know that. And your brother always said, like, with me and you, we have similarities. Like, we bet and like stuff with our heart, even if it's not realistic.
Yeah, we're stupid, right?
Yeah.
We're stupid. Like
So,
that. Right.
if you are the general manager for the Knicks, what's that guy name? What's the general manager name? The guy that kicked Oakley out and all of them. What's his name? Yeah. He's going? Yeah, let's get Dolan out of here. So say Dolan's going. And you got to get the head coach and assistant coach. Who would be the head coach? Who would be the assistant coach? And you got to give 12 current NBA players to play for the Knicks to bring New York City a championship. Who would you pick?
So from the coaches, you saying they will be NBA coaches? Probably NBA
Any coach.
coaches?
I don't care what. Any coach. Any coaches. Head coach, assistant coach, 12 current NBA players.
I would get, Solo say he know we bet. I done lost so much money betting with my heart. I guess we the same in that stead, bro. But I would, I come from an era where, I come from the Pat Riley era, right? Pat Riley would be, so you said head coach and then assistant coach?
Assistant coach. I don't care who the coach is.
I would get Pat Riley as the head coach. Because that's just the world I come from. I'm thinking about the Knicks. I'm thinking about, so let's see, who would be the assistant coach? Let me see. Assistant coach. It's hard to put. I'm thinking about, I would get, I really like, what's this kid's name? He didn't really get a shot. Mark Jackson.
Mark Jackson. So Pat
I
Riley
put
and Mark Jackson.
Yeah, because you see what Mark did with Golden State and whatever, he got clipped. So I would like those two brothers there at the leadership. But the team, we go to the team now. Oh, you know what? I mean, in no order.
No order. You got 12 players.
Because we need heart. It's New York City, baby. Of course, I'm getting Oakley back. I'm bringing Oakley back.
Oakley, okay.
Right, the game is soft now. We need
All
Charles
right.
Oakley.
All right.
Y'all youngins don't know about him, but look him up, you'll learn. Oakley. And I ain't never really been about names and highlight. I like grit and real men. So Oakley, Of course, I get Starks. That's my favorite, one of my favorite players. And he wasn't the best player in the world, but he got that New York City grit, that heart. All right, so we got
Got Oakley Starks.
I got Oakley Starks, and I can pick any players.
Current
Right?
current players too.
Okay, so let's stay old school for a minute. So Oakley Starks, I would put on that team. I would put the Dream. Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon, man. I get the Dream in there. I'll get Larry Legend smoking from the corner.
Larry Bird, okay.
Larry Legend, and let's see, and I gotta get. I don't want to say Jordan. I mean, come on, I'm trying to stay away from. Of course, you'll get MJ, right? Fucking put MJ on.
All right, I was about to
Stupid,
say.
right? And then so we think I'll do 5 current players. Kyrie's probably my favorite player. Kyrie Irving. I'll get another older player. I'll match him up with AI. Him and AI.
AI.
I would get let's see. One of the most underrated players, to ever do it. Scottie Pippen.
Scottie Pippen.
I'll get Melo there as well.
Melo.
And I'll get King James, man. No
LeBron.
doubt about it. Yeah.
So you got Oakley Starks, Hakeem Olajuwon, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, Kyrie Irving, Allen Iverson, Scottie Pippen, Carmelo Anthony, and LeBron James.
Right. And some of them players is hot picks, like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good.
It's not a bad list. The last part of the show is called Coach Red, Who Cares? I was going to change it, but that's just what it is.
Yeah.
Where I'm just going to throw some names at you. If you want to elaborate on it, you can. Or you could just give one word to describe the person. I got a whole list for you. You ready? Ricky Jenkins.
Hustler. Hustler's my first best friend in the world. Hustler, I grew up with those brothers. So Hustler's that's my heart, man. It's my brother. Me and him grew up together, man. So I would just say, my first best friend.
Raheem Whitted.
Stapleton. Big Stapleton. That's my guy, man. Big Stapleton. I'll leave it there.
Spitz Nelson.
Spitz Nelson is my brother. My brother, he's a dope hip hop MC, true in the truest form. Hip hop. He's my little brother.
Mike Newcomb.
Mike Newcomb's my brother. He's my little brother, my younger brother, but my brother nonetheless. Inspiring.
Malcolm Penn.
Malcolm Penn, that's my brother, man. That's my brother. It's my hip hop, rap career, hip hop defining, rap career defining partner. It's my brother.
Shaun White.
Shaun White's my brother, man. I know he could attest to this. Me and my brothers were some of the first young men that sat in his chair as he was, looking at where he's at now. He understands. I go back with him $5 haircuts, so that's how far we go back. Cuts was $5, and so one of the first brothers in his chair, man. So the grain, absolute grain. So ain't no reason why this is called Against the Grain. My brother, man.
Tony Jefferson.
Oh man, I think Of course, he's my brother. He's a little older than me, but I think St. Peter's, I think West Brighton, I think one of the smoothest ball players in the history of this borough. Yeah.
A lot of people say that about Tone. I'm mad that I miss Tone Jefferson play.
Legendary.
Sandy Brock.
Sandy Brock, you know, part of my inspiration now, became a part of my inspiration. The first, I'll say this too, he was the first experience for me in terms of loss of life that really crushed me. He was the first real death experience that really affected my life in a real way.
Your brother Jalen.
Jay, that was my first son. My first son. He's my little brother, but he's my first son, really. And he gave me the opportunity to learn how to raise a child. You know what I'm saying? So I owe him. And he still owe me, you know what I'm saying? But I owe him. I kept him with me up until he passed, and so I miss him.
Rest in peace, Balin. We used to have these debates that he used to think James Harden was a better scorer than Allen Iverson, but
Yeah,
whatever.
he's a young dude. He come from the young world, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yep.
Bigger than basketball.
Necessary. I remember, Red, we was in the True to Life office, and you mentioned it at the beginning of the interview, and you said, I need a name, bro. I need a name, and I just sat there with you. I just looked at you, and I said, bigger than basketball, because I understood where you currently were, and I kind of looked at, because you were telling me about basketball, what you're trying to do, and that was kind of my message to you, even more than the name. So when you said you needed a name, I was like, bigger than basketball, because I understood at that time I was just fresh into the life. I knew everything that I was thinking, everything that I was trying to create in my mind, trying to reroute my mindset. It was bigger than basketball. So a legendary already, monumental, necessary, household name, program, and movement, because Bigger Than Basketball is a movement, and it's going to far surpass anything that even Red Trip is going to do, because Bigger Than Basketball is gonna surpass even us. Yep.
True to life.
Saved my life. True to life, saved my life, man. Yep, family. That's my family.
Corey Megatron.
Megatron, my bro. Gone too soon. He was, the trajectory of Staten Island would be different musically if Corey was still alive, if Megatron was still alive. I spent a lot of nights in Hot 97 with that brother, man. And we got some wild stories, but that ain't for the camera. But I miss that brother, man. And I think a lot of our lives, those of us who did music, we would be in a different space if Corey was still alive.
Staten Island.
My heart, my home. My home. I rep it. We run it. It ain't no secret. We run it. We run the borough. I love every hood, man. I'm from New Brighton. I love every hood. I love all of the youngins from every hood. We understand what's going on right now in the hoods with all of the beefing and all that. But, I got love for all of those youngins in every hood. They know that, you know what I'm saying? They know what's up with me. And we the best borough in the city. Straight like that. Yeah.
Well, this is Coach Red. It's a pleasure. Appreciate you coming down to ADG Barbershop. Chop it up, sit down with Coach Red Iron.
My
I
brother.
appreciate everything you do out here and throughout New York City.
Thank you, bro.
For Staten Island,
Thank
for
you.
the community, for the youth, for the families who lose people through gun violence.
Right.
So I wish you and your whole True to Life staff just nothing but success and the best in 2025
No doubt.
and beyond.
No doubt.
Where's that guy at who said he wanted to get paid to be in Coach Red thing? He left? That was crazy
He
just
might
now.
have to pay to get
He
in.
might have to pay us. Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't believe he said that.
But salute, man. Salute Red Trip. Salute Bigger Than Basketball, ADG. You know, we all one, man. We got this coalition that we doing together. We rocking out. And we run the borough, man. Y'all know what's up.
Peace,
Salute.
y'all.